ladies.
Oh, it's lovely to be here.
Oh, good, good. Yeah, so we're going to be talking about meal prep tips and how people can thrive when they're organized and have things prepared, maybe over the weekends. So what do you do, or what are your best tips on that?
Well, for number one of the best preparation things that Nate and I have been doing has been the wraps. The wraps have been game changers for us, especially for travel, for, having lunch made the next day. Like, I have lunch in the fridge that I wrapped yesterday, and it's like so nice to know that I don't have to prepare something during my busy days, right? So we take them hiking, we take them camping, traveling, we just make them because they're so easy and they're so delicious. So that's been a really big help, and anyone watching can get the wrap book in the bundle. So if you buy the bundle, you get the wrap book.
Yes.
And yeah, some other things that we like to do, big tips that really help us. Because we're raw vegan, so we're not cooking anything or doing the classic meal prep that a lot of people do. Maybe on Sunday, they make meals and freeze them or whatever. We don't do that because it's a little different how we go about. But what we like to do is we usually like to blend double or triple batches of dressings, and we have a vacuum blender. So we vacuum blend our dressings to prevent oxidation from having them go bad. And then we seal them under vacuum as well, which doesn't take takes maybe an extra minute on top of, making the actual dressing.
Right.
But when you vacuum blend it and then vacuum seal it, dressings can last like 5 days.
Oh.
And when you take the seal off, it's like you just blended it.
Oh, that's a great tip. So you get the extension to your blender that the vacuum seal. So if people have they already have a blender, they can just buy the attachment that seals it. Is that right?
Yeah. The one that we have is no longer in production now, which kind of sucks because it's really good.
Oh.
But they don't make it anymore. But John Kohler on his website, discountjuicers.com, I think he has one called Void Systems. That's the brand. So he was sharing that on one of his YouTube videos. But there are other blenders out there that do vacuum blending. Like Kuvings has one. You can get some cheap vacuum blenders on Amazon as well. So anything that works to take the air out of the craft and blend, then that's going to save so much time, over the long run. And there are some really inexpensive ones on Amazon. John's he found one time, it was like $70. So compared, obviously, I know that can be expensive for some people, but compared to other ones, like the Kuvings vacuum blender is thousands of dollars.
Right.
So it really depends. But honestly, John says, and I love this, he's like, as long as you get vacuum blending, it doesn't matter, how much money you spend on it, as long as you can start. So there are some attachments out there. I would look into it if somebody's interested in vacuum blending. Our BioChef attachment was about $180, but it came with its own jug with the lid and the vacuum. So we've been using that for about 2.5 years. And it's been game changing. Like I said, you can preserve dressings. We will blend dressings before going on a long road trip, and we just keep them in our cooler, and everything vacuum sealed. Everything stays a lot fresher, a lot longer. So it's really good. Plus, on top of that, there's not as much oxidation that happens when you're blending smoothies, soup bases, dressings. So things don't go bad as fast, but also the antioxidants aren't oxidized with all the air that's blended in with traditional blending.
Right.
So yes, and on top of that, there's so many benefits to vacuum blending. Because there's low levels of oxidation that happen, it tastes better. It tastes way better. The difference is night and day.
Really? Wow.
And yeah, because you're not blending a whole bunch of air in it. And when I taste the difference between the two, it's like the regular blended one has more air in it. It's subdued because of all the air. And you don't really notice the air because, most of the air bubbles are, minuscule, and we don't really notice it. But when you try a vacuum blended smoothie, it's like super flavorful, much more than the other one. Even though this one's flavorful, this one's extra. And also the texture is a lot more creamy and smooth. So it's really nice for dressings. And also the color is brighter and more vibrant because the oxidation is lower.
Oh
So
God.
yeah, like
Wow.
sell that vacuum blending because it's amazing. I mean, we heard about vacuum blending years ago, like at least 5 or 6 years ago, we heard about it
Yeah.
from John. And we just were like, you know, in one ear out the other. And we're like, you know, whatever. And then when we moved to Las Vegas, we started hanging out with John more often. He'd come over to our house and we'd go hang out with him. And he's going on and on about vacuum blending. We're like, okay, let's get the vacuum blender. And we're like, why did we not buy this 5 years ago? So yeah, definitely game changing, especially for food prep.
Really? See, now you made me want to go out and buy one.
Right? Totally. Oh my gosh. But other tips that I'd like to share too, a big one that we like to do, and we've done this before when Nate was working a 9 to 5 on a farm. I would prepare all our meals in under an hour, first thing in the morning. And I found for me, and I could probably see this for a lot of people as well, I found for me that my motivation levels to eat healthy are always highest in the morning, right? You know, you wake up and you're like, I'm ready for the day and we're going to eat healthy today or whatever. And, you know, at night, you're like, I really could care less about making healthy food for tomorrow, right? Because you run out of energy and, you know, our decision making like is like we've already made all the decisions for the day and we're just like want to chill. So for that, I found that doing the prep work first thing in the morning was so good because I had a lot more energy first thing in the morning. Obviously, I have a lot of energy throughout the day because of my diet and everything, but you know, just the motivation aspect, the mental energy to do it. Yeah, so I would wake up earlier and I would prepare both of our smoothies first thing. And then I would drink my smoothie while I blended both of our lunch dressings, both of our dinner dressings, and then I would chop enough vegetables to cover us for lunch and dinner. So I would just chop everything, it would take like 45 minutes to an hour, and I would have all the food prep done for the day before like 7 or 8 a.m. And you know, you've got your smoothie going and you've got lunch ready in the fridge, you've got dinner ready. The only thing that, you know, is a little bit harder with food prep is the dehydrated stuff. So you kind of have to plan that a little bit. And that would be my third top tip. Plan your meals and schedule in the food prep. These are like the two things that people usually don't do when it comes to food prep. They don't bother thinking about what they want to have and scheduling in the food prep. A lot of people might think of what they have, like tomorrow I want to have this smoothie and this lunch and this dinner. But when are you going to make it? That's the key. Like you got to either go to bed early and wake up early or do it the night before or, you know, do it as, you know, as the meal is there at the time. But yeah, so I would say meal planning and scheduling is so incredibly important. Plus, when you write it down, you're a lot more likely to do it than if you just think it.
So that, yeah, that was my next question. So is that what you do? You write down, so this is going to be our lunch today and this is going to be our dinner today. And when do you do that?
I like to do food, like that part of the food planning the night before.
Okay.
So we don't normally do that now because it's so routine and it's so easy. We just kind of choose what we want and we run with it. But in the beginning days when I was raw and, you know, you're battling with current habits where it's just easy to like go run to the store or put a pizza in the oven or whatever, and you're trying to train yourself to default to the new meals that you're wanting to make, then what I would do is the night before, I would have like a little journal and I would write down what I wanted to have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then I would get excited about it. I would be like, I'm really excited to have this for lunch. I'm really excited to have this for dinner. What do I need to do to make that a reality? Do I need to soak cashews first thing in the morning? Write that down. Do I need to go to the store to get anything? Write that down. Do I need to chop extra veggies for dinner or do I need to put something in the dehydrator? Write it down. And then I can schedule it into my day. So, you know, between calls, I'll be like, oh yeah, I have to go marinate those mushrooms. So I take 10 minutes, go in the kitchen, chop the mushrooms with, whatever else I want, add a little marinade and get it into the dehydrator so that it's ready for my dinner if I want to have that in my dinner. So planning is super important. Or like if you're doing cooked food and you want to put something in a slow cooker, write it down. When do you have to do that thing in order for it to be ready for dinner? And the more we do this, the more conditioned we become to these new meals and this new way of planning,
Yeah.
and we can get excited about it. So yeah, when I would write it down and I would plan it, and I'd be like, and then I'd go to bed thinking like, I'm excited to make that tomorrow. And then you can also plan in new meals, like people who get the bundle, link in either of our bios. You can go through the bundle and look for new recipes in there and be like, I want to make Debbie's whatever tomorrow, and I want to make Lissa's wraps. So, I got to make the wraps the night before so I have wraps for the next day. But planning is key. And once you start planning, it just gets easier and easier. And you kind of know like when you need to soak stuff and make sprouts or whatever. So, yeah.
Yeah, wow, you're so organized. When Nate is home, do you ever disagree on what you're going to have for dinner?
Do I what?
Do you ever disagree on what?
Sometimes there have been a few times. Like one time I remember I wanted like a tahini something sauce, and he was kind of in the mood for the miso Caesar dressing. And so he was like, "What do you want for dinner?" And I was like, "I don't know, tahini dill or whatever." And he's like, "I don't know, I was kind of thinking maybe miso Caesar." And I was like, "I'll go with miso Caesar. I'm good with that." Right? So like, any disagreement isn't like too intense because we love it all anyways. But there are some times where the other person's not really feeling a wrap. Maybe they're not feeling a soup. Like Nate isn't a super soup guy. Like he will eat the soups. He loves the soups, but it's not something that he default thinks about.
Mhm.
And then when I make a soup, he tries it and he's like, "Why don't we eat soups more often?" Right? But like the raw ones.
Yeah.
But I could eat a lot of soup because I really like soupy salads and like the chunky, watery, that kind of thing. So I'll make a soup, or I'll ask him. I'll be like, "Do you want to have soup tonight?" And he's like, I don't know. Like he's more into like the salads. He really likes those more than the soups, I would say. But he would choose a chili over soup. So if I said, "You want me to make chili?" He'll be like, "Yes." So yeah, I mean, there's so many things to make too, and when you have thousands of recipes at your
Yeah.
fingertips, you just like open a book and just randomly choose something that resonates with you, that aligns with your goals and needs and taste preferences, and just write it down.
Yeah, gosh, everyone should be taking notes. This is a game changer, all these things. And,
Mhm.
now I'm inspired because it just makes sense. This totally makes sense. Is there anything in the bundle that you want to, talk about, your stuff or other people's stuff that you've been really, really excited about?
Yeah, for sure. And I wanted to add one more thing before I talk about the
Oh,
bundle stuff. For the journaling, I call it proactive food journaling because most people, when they think of food journaling, they think of reflecting on what they ate. And while that can teach us patterns of what we typically choose in a day, it doesn't teach us how to plan. So you can reflect on your day and see like what worked, what didn't, but then proactively food journal by planning out your next day. So you're kind of like manifesting what you want the next day to look like instead of just winging it. And then at the end of the day being like, well, I skipped breakfast. I had coffee or whatever, and, I had a donut, whatever. Like, so instead of reflecting all the time, looking towards the future and planning out the next day is really helpful. But now I'll talk about the bundle. So we contributed 8 things to this bundle worth almost $700 worth of our content alone. So if anyone wants to get an amazing deal on just my content, let alone, the 150 things you get to download, get the bundle. Link is in either of our bios. But we contributed our wrap book, which is like, by popular demand, everybody wanted that in the bundle. The wrap book, the tacos, so you get the hard shell raw taco recipe in there. a live lunch, which is a 35-hour video course of Nate and I preparing raw food on video. And it's got 21 recipes in there plus bonuses in the videos. Like you have to watch the video to get the bonuses, because there's like bonus cashew dressing recipes. There's bonus the tacos we made in there. There's 3 wrap recipes in a live lunch that are not in the wrap book. They were made special for a live lunch. So there's that. We also contributed a course that I did with Chef AJ, where I made the raw version and she made the cooked version of 2 menus. We did Italian and Mexican nights. So I've got like the raw German chocolate cake, raw Italian meatballs and marinara, raw enchiladas. There's a coconut berry parfait. So there's that classes in there too. And even that alone was valued at $197. So for $49 and you get all this stuff, it's like, you know, people got to get the bundle. And then we also contributed Make It Raw Volume 2, which is an ebook that I made with Chef AJ. And I also contributed 2 months free access to my online meal planning app. So speaking of meal planning, I have an online meal planning app. And when you buy the bundle, you get 2 months free of it. And you can choose after if you want to continue with it. But the app it generates a 5-day meal plan for you every week. You can add day 6 and 7 if you want, but all the recipes that are in the app get put into your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you can swap out recipes if you want to have something different or whatever. And it generates a grocery list based on those recipes. So really, you can log into the app, go to the grocery list, and just go to the store and buy everything on the list, and you'll be able to make breakfast, lunch, and dinner for five days straight just from buying everything.
Wow, that is incredible. That alone saves you time. That
exactly.
Was that a hard thing to do when you were developing that app? How difficult was that? Did you have to hire somebody to put that together for you?
Yeah, I have a team who does app stuff for other plant-based people. So I teamed up with them and I wrote all the recipes for it, and they did all the tech back-end billing stuff. So they're in charge of that. But it's really cool. I highly recommend people grab the bundle, or if you did get the bundle, download the PDF that gets you the code to get 2 months free access. So you can try it out and see if you like it. If you want to continue, you're more than welcome to. If not, you can cancel. But yeah, 2 months free. And then Nate made a Ninja Creamy recipe ebook. So he just finished that and contributed that to the bundle. And he contributed his Kitchen Essentials video course, which goes over all of the tools that we like to use and what we take when we go traveling, like in our truck. We have a bin loaded with stuff, and he goes through every single thing we have in our bin on the videos in that course. So those are the things that we contributed. And I'm really excited. Like there's 150 things in there, and I'm just like, there's so much gold, like your stuff, Chef AJ's stuff, and so many other things. But 2 that really stand out that I want to share about that I'm excited to read personally as a long-term vegan. Mike the Vegan posted his ebook, his brand new ebook that he just released called Level 5 Vegan. And the reason he wrote that book was because there's so many books out there on how to go vegan, but there's not a lot of content out there on how to stay vegan. Like what we can learn from ex-vegans, common issues that vegans can, come up against, social challenges, that kind of thing. So his ebook is really great. I read the first couple pages and it's got his humor in it, so it's really funny. I'm really enjoying the first little section of it. But the other thing that I'm really excited about too is Dr. Lori Marbus and Brittany Giarruti created an ebook to go over blood work for plant-based eaters. And this is something that's not really discussed, and people are kind of in the dark of like, what should my blood work look like as a plant-based eater, and what should I be looking for? What should I be asking for? So that ebook I feel is so invaluable. And then Brittany has her recipes in there too, if people wanted to use those. But just those 2 ebooks alone, I would personally buy the bundle. And yeah, I see in the chat, just got the bundle. Yes, Download those books, download everything. I really highly encourage people, as soon as they buy the bundle, take 15 or 20 minutes and download everything individually onto your desktop so you don't have to worry about it, because you get 1 year to download all the files, but once you download them, you have them forever. So you can always open them after. Like, you don't have to feel overwhelmed with having to open and look at everything. Just download it all and then choose a couple of things to look at. And I do recommend also to put the files in a safe backup, like Google Drive, Memory Stick, external drive, or Dropbox. That way, if anything happens to your main device, you can still access those files after the 1 year is up.
That's a good point. Very good point. Yeah. Yeah, right. You can't go wrong, because even if you don't like everything in the bundle, you're going to find a few things that you just adore, and it's worth it. It's only $49, and everything in there is worth probably a little bit more than 49, or 49 and up. And so you're already getting your money's worth if you like two things. So,
Exactly.
but you're gonna like more than that. It's just that that's how good a deal it is. It's like a bargain bundle. It's the best deal of the century to me.
To me too. I know. I'm like, it's interesting. I get a lot of messages. Yes, the link is in our bio. So if you go to the very top of the screen and you tap on the title, it'll bring up both of us. You can buy the bundle from the link in either of our bios. So we will not be offended if you leave the live to go get the bundle. You can leave the live and then come back. You're more than welcome to do that. But yeah, what was I saying? I like got distracted by that comment.
Yeah. Something about not liking everything in the bundle. Oh, that it's a bargain bundle. And
oh yes, I get a lot of messages from people who will say, do I really get all the things in the bundle? Like, they don't realize that, yes, for $49 you get to download 150 things,
right,
and they're all yours. The total value, if you were to buy every single one of those 150 things separately, it would cost you $8,049. So you're actually saving $8,000 by buying the bundle. And then you get to enjoy those pieces of content. You get to explore flavor profiles from other chefs. You get to learn from people like Dr. McDougall, Dr. Furman, Dr. Nikki Davis, Dr. Rick and Karen Dina are in there. There's a lot of other doctors who are involved in this. And then there's like tons of chefs and lots of recipes. There's yoga in there. There's fascia flow from Darina Burton. Oh my gosh, that would be my third like epic thing that I found in the bundle that I'm super excited to implement into my life.
me too.
Is the fascia flow. Like, oh my gosh, did you do a live with her and do an exercise?
I did an exercise. Yes.
Nice.
I'm hooked.
Yeah, me too.
Fascia flow every day now.
Fascia flow every day. I know. I did a live with her because I wanted to ask for myself, just for myself, but also for my followers to see, like, what is this fascia flow all about? So on the live, she had us all do like a shoulder exercise.
Yeah.
And I could not believe how good my shoulders, and even today, like I feel like I had a shoulder workout, and we did one exercise on a live.
Yeah, it's something that I don't think is in our awareness is the fascia. We think about stretching our muscles, let's warm up our muscles. That's what we've been growing up with, let's stretch before we go play a sport. But the fascia has never been, in my world, has never been spoken about. But that's even more important, apparently. Like, who knew?
Who knew? I know. So that's another thing that I love about the bundle, because people they'll buy the bundle and then they'll see all the downloads and they'll be like, well, I won't use that and I won't use that. I still suggest you open it and look, because, for example, as one of the organizers of the bundle, I get to see the submissions as they come in, so I can like check them out and see, what's going on and stuff. And even though I eat raw vegan, I still opened and looked at every single recipe in the cooked stuff, because I can like rawify or raw veganize a lot of the recipes, and on top of that, a lot of the recipes are accidentally raw because maybe there's nothing cooked in it, and it's like, ooh, look, I found a bonus raw recipe. For example, Broccoli Mom Amy, she has her Indian cookbook in there, and I was really excited to see if there was anything in there I could find. And her chana chaat salad had an accidentally raw dressing. So I was super excited I got to try one of her recipes. And the only thing on it that was cooked was the roasted chickpeas. So instead, I soaked chickpeas and I sprouted them.
Yeah, I saw.
And then I froze them, which is game changing. I froze them and then thawed them and then mixed them in the spices she suggested, added them to the salad. And that was probably my favorite lunch that I've had in a, like obviously I love all the food I eat, but I'm like super obsessed with this new salad because I got the bundle and I was able to try this. And I was, open enough to opening a book that I thought I would want to use. But I did end up finding something useful in there for me. And I encourage people who buy the bundle to open everything. You know, you don't have to do it in a week. Once you download the files, like I said, you've got them for as long as you keep the files, right? So you can open them like, once a week. You could say every week you could open 1 or 2 files.
Right.
Read through the PDF and see what resonates, take notes.
Yep.
And yeah, it's such an incredible deal. And if I had access to something like this when I first started, I would buy it in a heartbeat because, you're getting so much amazing stuff and you're getting a lot of new stuff from contributors as well. Like, for example, our Alive Lunch, we've never offered this aside from when we originally filmed it back in 2023 in August.
Mm-hmm.
So, it was $330. For the people to join. Wow. And so for $330, you're getting a live lunch. You're getting all the replays. There's over 35 hours worth of content.
My God, that alone is worth getting the bundle just to get the live lunch.
Exactly. And so,
holy cow, I didn't realize you sold it for that. That's incredible that it's in the bundle. People don't realize.
Yeah, I know. It's really interesting. And that's why we put the suggested retails on the website. So if people click on the link in our bio, they go to the website and they see all the retail values. That's what people sell these things for on their websites. But you're getting everything for $49. Oh, yes. Her live class is the reason I'm getting it. I love that. Yay. I hope you enjoy so much. Yeah, a live lunch is definitely such a big contribution from us to this because we've had so many people constantly messaging us like, do you have classes? I want to learn from you. I like watching you make food, all this stuff. So Nate and I decided to run a live lunch in August and we did it 21 days straight. We went live at the same time every single day and we made our lunch. That's why it's called a live lunch. We made our lunch on video. So we made salads, soups, we made wraps and tacos and burgers and sushi. Like we made all kinds of different fun things. We even made spaghetti and meatballs. So many fun things. And we just saved the recordings, packaged them up, and they are part of the bundle. So even if you used my 40% off code that I always have going on as a deal, you still wouldn't get the course for $49 in the bundle. I mean, the bundle is like, yeah, you could just go grab it.
It's a miracle. Yeah. It's a miracle that you get all these things. It's like stealing, It's like you're getting too much.
I know.
For $49. Like, no, don't give me so much.
Right?
It's like, it's that good. It's almost too good to be true, but it is true.
Mm-hmm.
That getting all this stuff that is worth thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And we're not just saying that, it truly is worth that much because we have individually sold our things for that much and they will be sold after the bundle for that much. So, for hundreds of dollars or whatever our cost, whatever our price is, that's what we're selling it for after the bundle. After Sunday, we are selling our things for $49, for $330 or whatever it is. So to get everything included in that $49, man, if you miss out, you're missing out.
Yeah, you got to go click the link in the bio and get the bundle. And yeah, it's just an amazing collection of stuff. So please go grab it. I saw a comment in the chat, why do you freeze the chickpeas? So as a raw foodie, because I don't cook food, in order to get a softer texture for harder things like carrots, onions, celery, even just like sprouted lentils or now the chickpeas. Cauliflower is a really big one that we like to freeze and then thaw. So when you freeze the chickpeas, the water inside the chickpeas expands and it changes the like it doesn't like change the fiber necessarily. It just kind of like expands it. So when it thaws, it's a little bit limper of a fiber. So when you thaw it, it's got a similar texture to being steamed or cooked. So it's a lot softer to chew, more enjoyable. And I use that technique in my raw soups and curries and chilies and stuff where I'll freeze like chunks of cauliflower, carrots, onions, and then in the raw soup, they have a softer texture where you're still eating it raw because freezing is considered a raw technique. It's so much more enjoyable because you have a different texture. Obviously, you don't have to freeze them. You can use them straight if you like the extra crunch and the starchiness of them. But after you freeze and thaw them, it's like they're a totally different thing. They're so good. So yeah, that's why I do that.
Yeah. If you want to have some, even if it's not raw 100% of the time, if you want to try something like that, a technique, that's a great, I'm sure a lot of people don't even know to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great tip. If you want to try a raw soup or a raw dish, just freeze some of the vegetables and then put it in and experience something new.
Yeah.
How that,
Yeah.
like the carrot in a whole new way.
Totally.
Totally.
It's such a cool technique. I love it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. You have the best tips, Lissa. Oh my God. Should write a on tips. You
Oh,
have really interesting tips because normally people just have the same old tips that we've heard a million times, but you have totally new tips. So I'm very impressed. So people have been here. You got a lot of good knowledge. Um,
thank you.
Chickpeas from dry. How do you get your chickpeas, Lissa?
So I have, if anyone wants a link to Anthony's, send me a direct message and I will send you the link to the one that I buy. It's Anthony's brand and their chickpeas are organic, but they also say sproutable on the bag, which typically means with beans and like seeds and lentils and things like that, if it says sproutable, that means that it's typically been tested for pathogens because usually the chickpeas in the bulk bin, I mean, they assume that you're going to cook those. So you're applying high heat to kill any pathogens. But when you're getting specific sprouting seeds and specifically said that they're sproutable, this is a lot safer form of a seed or bean to use. So I use Anthony's because they are sproutable. So, safer to use, obviously. No, the pathogen thing, because people are scared of sprouts. They're scared of the E. coli and salmonella, but that's usually mainly from animal cross contamination.
Right.
Because it's just not naturally normally on them unless the crops were sprayed with, contaminated water from animal feces or what have you. So when a company has sproutable on their label or sprouting seeds, that means that the seeds have been tested to not have those pathogens in them, so they're safe to sprout. So that's why I use Anthony's sproutable seeds. Yes, Anthony's dried chickpeas. If you want a link, send me a DM. I'll be happy to send you a link.
Yeah, this is good at answering everyone. So just DM, or if you have a question now, please put in the comments because we are going to end this very soon. So if you have any questions, now is your chance to ask either I or Alyssa a question, and we will be happy to answer. If not, just DM either of us if you have any questions. Another good thing about the bundle is we all have put our contact information in our products. Like if it's an ebook, our emails in there, so you could always contact us personally. We don't have people, we don't have assistants. We answer you personally so that you will get an answer as Lissa is doing right now from the horse's mouth, so to speak, so that you get the right answer. So that's another advantage. Even the doctors, I believe, put their information in there so that you can contact them directly. So you make a doctor's appointment.
Right? Oh,
And so that's another.
another really cool thing that I wanted to share quickly about the bundle. Oh, someone's asking, does the peel come off the chickpea? You know, I haven't noticed the peels. Honestly, I haven't seen the peels. I don't know if that happens when you cook them, but I haven't seen any peels. So I don't know. But in
No,
the bundle,
just when you cook them.
yeah, just when you cook them. Yeah, the sprouted ones don't have that little peel. So
Yeah.
bonus fiber. But anyways, in the bundle, one more thing that I really wanted to share that has been exclusive to this bundle, and it's amazing. Please go grab the bundle. Link is in either of our bios to get it, because you cannot buy this ebook anywhere else or at any other time. It will never be available again. It's exclusive until Sunday, is the group collaboration ebook that we all contributed to. So there's 77 recipes in there, and I think there's 20 of them are raw. So there's a lot of raw stuff in there, but it's all spring themed recipes from many of the contributors in this bundle, and it's exclusive to this bundle. So if you get the bundle, you get that spring collector's edition ebook, and you will never be able to get it again because it's only available in the bundle.
Mm-hmm. And it's really good. All spring recipes, some even for the holidays that occur during spring. So if you're always wondering, what do I make for Easter? What do I make for Passover? There are recipes for those holidays in that particular book. So that's another good reason to get the bundle, because you get that book, which is not going to be available, as Lissa said, after Sunday.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a reason to get the bundle, we're out of reasons. I think we've said it all. I don't know what else we could say.
Yeah, I don't know. Just get the bundle because it's super cool. But you know, another thing too is that, like, you know, it's a great way to support the creator, right? But it's also, more importantly, a great way to support yourself.
Right.
Because you get so much information. And again, I really want to stress, like, not to stress. You don't want to get, you know, all overwhelmed with all the stuff that you are downloading. Just download it and then go through it one at a time at your own pace, because once it's downloaded, you have it forever as long as you keep the files. So you can just go through, you know, the courses at a steady pace once a week or whatever, and it's definitely a treat for yourself.
She's asked, Diamond Girl is asking if she can buy the sprouted beans in bulk, like 25 pounds.
I think you can with Anthony's. Definitely check on Amazon and see if they have different size. I think I had to order more, and I got the 5-pound bag. I think it was $20. So I think they might have bigger ones, but I would definitely reach out to Anthony's or search on Amazon and see if you can find a bigger bag of them. But I would recommend, if you are going to get them for sprouting, to get sproutable beans, not just the bulk ones, because those are meant to be cooked. So it's a lot safer if they're sproutable. Which book goes over the labs? So that book is from Dr. Lori Marbus and Brittany Giarruti. It's called Annual Labs for the Plant-Based Eater, I believe. So that's part of the bundle. And she goes into detail about what your levels should look like, what's average. You know, it's a really good book, like very detailed. Highly recommended. And then Brittany has added her recipes to that book, and that's just one of 150 things that you get to download.
Yeah, yeah. I'm still going through last year's bundle. I haven't even finished going through that, but I am enjoying this one because that's what we're working this week. But that's how much is in it, and I think, let me know if I'm wrong, Lissa, I think there are like double the amount of products in this one as last year, almost.
I think last year we had 110 maybe.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. So, but there are more. There are much more. And there are more contributors as well. So a lot of new people came to join this year for this bundle. But yeah, it is a lot bigger than last year. And if you bought last year's Ultimate Vegan Health and Weight Loss Bundle, this year's bundle is completely different.
Oh, yeah.
Like there are no repeats from last year's Vegan Health Bundle. No. So it's really nice for people who want to, you know, get an annual
Yeah.
bundle with new stuff, new content, different content. You're not always getting the same thing, you know, every time. So it is all like I said, a lot of people created brand new things for this bundle.
Yeah.
And, you know, like our live lunch, for example, and Nate's Ninja Creamy book, those are two brand new things that we've contributed to this bundle that a lot of people won't be able to get for this price.
Oh, never. Never again. Only now till Sunday, and that's it.
Yep.
Gone. You will miss out, and then you will call Lissa or email Lissa in the morning on Monday and say, "Oh, I missed the bundle. Can I please have it?" And she'll say, "No, I'm
No.
sorry. We no, you know."
No, we can only run it for the 10 days for this price. And then after the bundle is over, everything, you know, goes back to the creator and they sell it on their website for whatever they sell it for. So this is a once a year thing that we do this specific bundle, the vegan health bundle, once a year. And this is the time. So I highly encourage people to go grab the bundle or at least just go look at the website. Like go to the website, the link is in either of our bios. Go check it out, scroll through and see if there's anything that interests you. Be like there's a blueprint for success. I'm going to be doing a live with Danielle in about 2 hours. And or 2 hours. Wow, today's going by fast. I'm going to be doing a live with her talking about her blueprint program. That's worth $797 if you buy it from her website.
Oh my God.
But you get it in the bundle for $50, $49.
Oh
so,
my God.
I mean,
Wow.
yeah.
That is incredible. Oh, I didn't realize it was $700.
Yeah.
See? I mean, it gets better and better as we keep talking about it.
I know. And also Miriam
Yeah.
Henson, I'm going to do a live with her on, I think tomorrow, I'm not sure. But we're going to be talking about food freedom because she contributed her food freedom course. And if you buy that on her website, it's $247. So not only are you getting Danielle's $800 course, you're getting our $330 Alive Lunch course and Miriam's $247 course. And you're getting, you know, there's some courses in there that are $99. I saw something from, I think it's from Jerry Casados. I'm not sure, but his is $500. Like there's a lot of, you know, really high ticket items in this bundle and you get it all. You get access to these things, all of them for $49. That's all you pay. So just, I'm like, sometimes I say it and I'm like, is this real? But it is.
Is the fall bundle that I got last year the same as the one that you sold last March?
Last March, or it might have been February that you're thinking. I don't think we did a bundle in March. It would have been February like 3rd to the 12th. I think that's what it was.
February.
So, yeah, if you bought that bundle, this bundle is 100% different. Like every single year that we run the vegan health bundle, it's always got different stuff. So there's no repeats.
Right.
So if you want, go check out the bundle. Just go to the website, scroll through and see all the stuff you're getting. And you know, if like 5 or 6 or 10 or 20 or all 150 things resonate with you, get the bundle before it's gone on Sunday, because we do get a lot of messages after and they're like, I meant to buy the bundle, but I didn't. So if you mean to buy it, go get it now, because you know, the days are gonna fly by and then you're gonna forget about it, like many do. And that's understandable. Life is crazy and busy. But if you want to get it now so that you have it and you've got 1 year to download all the content and then you've got it forever.
Right. There's forever. So there's no stress. You could get to it when you get to it and take your time. Going away on vacation, you can come back. It'll be here for you. So that's another thing. Don't stress about it. Take your time. Even if it's years from now, you can always go back to these recipes and the videos and the courses whenever you feel like it. So that's how valuable it is because you can have it the rest of your life and enjoy it the rest of your life. There's no end date. So that's another reason that it's so valuable.
Yeah.
So, well, yeah. So thank you so much, Lissa. This has been incredibly valuable to me and to everybody who was lucky enough to join us today. You have such good insight into everything that you do, and it's very, it's refreshing, so unique. So that's why everybody loves you so much and you have so many followers, is because you really put a lot of thought into what you do. And so we appreciate you and what you do. And thank you for helping us with this bundle. And if we get off and people still have a question, you could DM Lissa. She gets back to you, or DM me. I will get back to you. I have a spring meal plan in the bundle, and 21 days of spring recipes that I love. And so you get that as well. So thank you everyone for being here. And we look forward to more, more interviews and, more delicious stuff that's on the horizon the rest of the week. And you want to get in touch, we're just an email or DM away.
Yes, we
Thank
are.
you.
Thank you so much. This has been so much fun.
Yes. Bye.
All right. Bye.